Let's do something that's firing from the hip, but even more so a little bit firing from the hip. I was working on a project for this quarter of this year, and I was looking at it and I was thinking, man, this thing is massive. It's like, how am I going to get the meat and taters out of that and break it down, make it palatable? I mean, but anyways, no serious. And I took my Chat GPT, which I really like, and I'm fleshing out some thoughts and some intentions. Set an intention. I think that's the first and foremost. Set an intention. What is your intent? Anyways, yeah, I haven't even read these. I just printed these off, and let's read through them and let's see what's there. These notes haven't been curated, none at all. This is just from my thoughts to the machine. Some people are kind of tripping out on the machine. I think it's very dangerous, and it can be, just like the human mind is dangerous, because all it is an extension of what you got going on. It'll mirror back to you whatever you put into it. That's all it is. It's a freaking mirror, a mirror magnifier, a macrofier. All right, let's look at this. Okay. This is what I did. I put in I was kind of referencing the book Viktor Frankl's Meaning of Life, which is one of my most favorite books of all time. But anyways, having said that, I thought, wait a minute, I don't have time to dick with this. Let's get on ChatGPT, let it dick with it. All right, so I was like, okay, Viktor Frankl's most powerful lines from Man's Search for Meaning, all resonating with the core idea of inner sovereignty, human dignity, and freedom of choice. Okay, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. This reflects the heart of the message. You may not control the world, but you can master how you meet it. Number 2, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. This is one of the most quoted ideas, that space is sacred. It's where human freedom lives. Pretty cool, huh? Number 3, those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how. Borrowed from the, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Nietzsche. It's a German psychologist thing. But central to Frankl's message. Meaning gives resilience. Purpose gives endurance. When you know your why, you can transcend suffering. Yeah, that makes me want to just go off on a tangent on that. I've been running the wheels off of that right there for right at 6 years and 3/4. Maybe, no, not even that. Like 5 years. About 5 years and 3/4 since I discovered that Viktor Frankl book. Anyways, moving right along. 4, man is not fully conditioned and determined, but rather determines himself whether he gives in to conditions or stands up to them. You are not a victim of your environment. You are a response to it. That's human freedom. That's cool. Check this out. You are not a victim of your environment. You are a response to it. There's something there. I got to go back to that. I can tell these notes right here, or these little ideas right here, these are going to go into a new folder of something. I'm not sure yet. Totally sidetracked right now. I'm not even supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be doing something else. All right. 5, suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds meaning. Son of a bitch. That's good. I love that. Frankl doesn't glorify suffering. He elevates the human capacity to transform it. See, that is just, man, suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds a meaning. Man, there's so much truth in that too. Yeah, I can tell this one page, this one page right here, these 7 things. Yeah, I'm keeping this one. Okay, number 6. Forces beyond your control can take away everything you possess except the one thing, your freedom to choose how you will respond to the situation. Yeah, it's that right there. That is just totally echoed with me. Like echoed. And even to now, that right there, that's probably the one thing that stands out most in Viktor Frankl's book, The Meaning of Life. To me, I mean, that's what really resonated to me, that right there. Okay, number 7. Each man is questioned by life, and he can only answer to life by answering for his own life. Life isn't something we ask for meaning from. It asks us, and we answer by how we live. That's deep. That's exquisitely badass. This is going to spawn some ideas. This happy little paper here, I'm saving that one. Moving right along. Let's check out some more. Okay. Here's another one. This is the same idea that I put in the prompt of the ChatGPT with this one. And here's another one. Same thing, but I worded it a little bit differently and kind of rearranged the prompt a little bit. I think the first prompt, the way I prompted it, was about being the master of your own fate. But this one, I did it a little bit differently. All right. Most famous quotes from Man's Search for Meaning. Number 1, everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. 2, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. 3, those who have a why to live can bear why with almost any how. 4, between stimulus and response, this is exactly the same as the other one, except it doesn't have like the little, it's not expounded on. 5, in some ways, suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds meaning. 6, the one thing you can't take away from me is the way I choose to respond to what you do to me. That's pretty cool, isn't it? That's nice. Man does not simply exist, but always decides what his existence will be, what he will become in the next moment. That is so cool. I like that one right there. Okay, each man is questioned by life, and he can only answer by life by answering for his one life, or his own life. Let me read that again. I was getting kind of fumbly with it. Number 8, each man is questioned by life, and he can only answer to life by answering for his own life. See, that's a little bit different from the other one. The other one mentioned something about how you live your life after, or whatever. Okay, number 9. Life ultimately means taking the responsibility to find the right answer to its problems and to fulfill the task which it constantly sets for each individual. That didn't click with me none at all. Let me reread that again. I had a complete flat line on that. I didn't even comprehend none of that at all. That's one thing I love about words and written words is just so amazing how something, just in plain black and white, pen and paper, typed or whatever, you can read it, doesn't click. You can see other people read it, doesn't click with them either. And then you can highlight it. You can underscore it with different colored pens and stuff. And then the thing will come alive and you can express it in different ways. And it's like, number 10, happiness cannot be pursued. It must ensue. One must have a reason to be happy. That's deep. That's good. That's damn good. I'm definitely keeping this paper just because some of this. Okay, number 11. Man is capable of changing the world for the better if possible, and of changing himself for the better if necessary. That's pretty cool, but it really didn't click with me either. Like number 9, it didn't click. But sometimes it's those things that don't click is where the real meat and taters is at. That's where the real golden diamonds is. And those things where it just doesn't seem like that. It doesn't click with anybody. Sometimes that is where one truth will overlap another truth, and there's a little thing there, something that needs to be brought up into the forefront so people can see it and enjoy it. Okay, number 12. Suffering is no longer suffering once it finds a meaning, such as the meaning of a sacrifice. Yep, definitely real good. Not to me as good as the way the other one was written. Okay, number 13. What is to give light must endure burning. Okay, moving right along. Number 14. Love is the only way to grasp another human being in the innermost core of his personality. Okay, number 15. No man should judge unless he asks himself in absolute honesty whether in a similar situation he might not have done the same. '16. Our greatest freedom is the freedom to choose our attitude. Okay, this other one. I don't know if I want to share this one. This is my stuff right here. Okay, yeah, let's read through it. We're just going to read through. We're not going to put any labels on it of what it is or what it does or what it should be or what it ought to be. We're just going to look at some of it. That's it. Just look at it. Number 1. You own your response. You don't control the world, but you absolutely govern your response to it. Like Frankl said, between what happens to you and how you react, there is a space. And in that space, you decide. In that space, you decide. That's trippy. Number 2, you are responsible for meaning. Life doesn't hand you a pre-written script. I beg to differ with that. Yeah, we're all born into being told what to think, being told how to feel. Never mind, we're getting off track. Okay, you are the author. You choose what you're suffering, your joy, your relationships, and what your trials mean. No one else gets to define that unless you let them. Crazy thing about life is the people that let them, they don't know that they're letting other people define that for them. That's trippy. Number 3, you claim sovereignty over the inner realm. Though your body, your money, your circumstances can be affected by others, your thoughts, your attitude, your purpose are yours alone. That's where your true kingdom lies. Number 4, you are not a victim of fate, but a co-creator. You're not passively waiting for destiny to unfold. You're shaping it. One thought, one decision, one belief at a time. That's pretty cool. I like that one quite well. Number 5, you acknowledge a sacred partnership, saying, thank God suggests humility. You're not declaring ego-based control. You're acknowledging that with God, or the higher force, or the gift of consciousness, you've been entrusted with the power to choose. That power is sacred. What it should mean when you say it? You're not blame. You know what? I really can't share these notes with you without telling you what I prompted the machine with. And here's what I did. What I prompted the machine with was I started an experiment on myself, like I always do. And this was a few years back, a couple, 3 years back. I started doing this daily thing of saying, I am thankful for the life and death of Timothy Daniel Wilson in its entirety. And here lately in the past several months, I changed it to thank God I am grateful for the life and death of Timothy Daniel Wilson in its entirety. And of course, I wrote out a bunch of possible reasons of why that would be, psychologically empowering, emotionally empowering, why it would help me with my wholesomeness and integrity of me and life and death in general. But anyways, that's what I prompted it with. I prompted it, I do believe, with 2 questions of why a person would do that, and to just give me a couple of reasons, not a lot, just a couple, and here they are. So let's get into them. Let's get back on track. Let's get up on the main road. Get back on the road. Okay, why should it mean when you say it? Saying thank God suggests humility. You're not declaring ego-based control. You're acknowledging that with God or the higher force or the gift of consciousness, you've been entrusted with the power to choose. That power is sacred. What it should mean when you say it? You're not blaming anyone. No more, they made me feel this, or I can't because of them. You've broken the chains of excuse. You are accountable. That's pretty cool. And I'm just reading this right now. Me and you both are seeing these notes for the first time. I just printed these off. So we're both responding to this in real time. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, number 2. You choose meaning over despair. When life hurts, you don't collapse. You interpret, adapt, transcend. You find or assign purpose to pain. No shit, that is pretty cool too. Because, okay, we're getting sidetracked. Wait a minute, we're not getting sidetracked. I'm getting sidetracked. That's making you get sidetracked. But no, seriously, ever since I've been doing this past 3 years, it's like the way I think and the way I interpret things and the way I assign definition and purpose and meaning to things is different. It's like simplified. It doesn't take a lot of thought. It's like bam, a lot of times. I don't even have to trip on it. Okay, number 3, you're creating, not reacting. That's super cool. Everybody would love to feel like they're creating and not reacting. I know I'm that. You're proactive. You design your mindset, your habits, your mission. You're not waiting for a break. You become the break. That is so cool. That is so cool. That reminds me, somewhere in one of my folders, I got a thing that I was working on that I'd set aside about time compression and the perception of time. And this is, and in that, I'd noticed, like, when you're living your life according to what you know is truly the right thing to do, according to heart, mind, body, and soul, and your environment and what's going on in the world, and you're doing everything for the right reasons at the right times, for the right people, and the right everything for the right, according to what's happened in the past and what's going on now in the future. It's almost like the day itself, it's almost like the reality of reality itself will allow you to live 2 to 3 days in just one day. It's like your morning time is an entire day, evening, and night. It's like your afternoon time is an entire morning, day, noon, and night. I mean, it's just trippy. It's like your afternoon, you're thinking, my God, it's like, feels like it's been 2 days already, and I still got the whole evening, and it's not even 5 o'clock. And you're just, just really on a whole nother level. Anyways, yeah. Okay, well, let's get back on the main road. Focus. Quit driving on all them side roads. Okay, number 3, you're aligning with something greater. It's not just pride, it's alignment. You're choosing to live life as if life is asking something of you, and you're answering with clarity, courage, and character. Hell yeah, sold. I'll take it. All right, number 5. You live awake. Hell yeah. Okay, we got to get sidetracked. That's too good. I got to do this. Do you know, most men, I'm not sure how, I have not been able to figure it out, but most of us men, the way our psychological facilities are wired with our subconscious and stuff, and the way it expresses itself, I have not figured out what that one thing or 2 things or whatever those elements are that makes it different from a woman's thinking. But for a man, it's easy for a man to to be sleepwalking through his day, but yet be fully conscious and be doing everything. With the woman, it's like it's like that doesn't really happen to them much. If it does, it's just momentarily. And I've never figured that out. That's definitely something that to dig into. But we got other projects going on. Let's get back on the same road. Get back up on the road. All right. You live awake. You're not sleepwalking. Okay, we just read that. Okay. So when you say, thank God I am the master of my own fate, you're not just saying I'm in control. You're saying no matter what storms rage outside me, the helm of my soul is in my hands, and by grace, by fire, by truth, I will steer. I don't know why I threw a little poem thingy at the end of that. I didn't ask for that. And then the last one. Okay. Radical acceptance of your entire existence. You're not just grateful for the highs, you're grateful for the lows, the mistakes, the heartbreaks, the dead ends, the deaths within you. You're saying nothing in me has been wasted, not even my wins. That's cool. I don't care who you are. That's cool. That's very cool. That's empowering right there. Yeah, I think we'll all take that. Sold. We'll all take one. Matter of fact, we'll all take a dozen each. Okay, number 2, you embrace the full cycle, birth, becoming, and breakdown. You're not at war with your own evolution. You bless the becoming and the unbecoming. The seasons where you bloomed and the ones where you burned. That's like almost making me emotional. It's like my eyes are like starting to water up or something. All right, number 3. You made peace with morality. You're not just thankful to be alive. You're thankful to have lived, even if that living ends. Even if parts of you already have. This is the gratitude of the soul, not just the ego. Freaking paper is going to make me cry, man. Number 4, you honor your story, not just your success. Hang on, it's kind of cracking me up. What the hell? Focus. This is not a crying session. Or is it? All right. Focus. I can't see, my eyes got watery on me. Okay, you honor your story, not just your success. You're not ashamed of where you've been. You see it all. Even the chaos, the collapse, the pain. You see it as sacred ink in the masterpiece of you. That is so cool. See, this is made by a freaking machine. This isn't made by human hands. This was prompted by a human idea. See, this is what I love about the artificial intelligence, learning machines, all that stuff. It just, never mind. Okay, and the last one. Number 5, you're not running anymore. That sounds great. I like it already. You're not running anymore from regret. You're not running anymore from aging. You're not running anymore from grief. You're not running anymore from change. You stand in reverence for the whole thing. I am grateful even for the parts that undid me. Oh, that's a little bonus thing. Poetic rendition. See, I didn't even tell it to do that. It just does that because it knows that I do that periodically. That's kind of like my little Chat GPT hack. If you kind of want to like sum things up and put it like in a summary of a summary, if you got a large context, tell it to write a poem on that. Tell it to get the meat and taters out of it and write a poem on it, and that's what it'll do. And I think, anyways, back to poetic rendition. Thank God I am grateful for the life and death of myself in its entirety. For every breath I took blindly. For every one I took awake. for every part of me that rose and every part of me that broke. For the me I lost, for the me I became, for the ashes and the flame. I do not regret my passage. I revere it. It's pretty cool, I guess. But anyways, yeah, all right. That was a fun little getting sidetracked. Go back to the main project. And they say, if you're working on a project or you got something going on behind the scenes, and it's a very personalized thing, don't voice it to other people because it loses its energy. That is true. That is very true. Very, very true. It loses its power. It kind of loses its hunger. It's almost like it kind of puts a little quagmire in the brain as if you finished what you were doing because you voiced it. Doesn't matter how you voice it. I've seen it. I've checked it. I know that it's real. So even though I'd like to share with you what I'm working on and what my intention is for this 90 days in this part of 2025, but I will tell you this. It was something that I worked on every single day for almost 3 years. Not because I was like doing some kind of hustle on it or trying to be. It was because it was out of a survival mechanism. It was out of a do or die situation. When I fully comprehended the fact that the human mind gets toxified and the flow of true love is not happening enough or frequently enough. When a person when they're not getting fed by their love languages, we won't go into that, the Chapman guy's book, add those few elements, and then you add stresses of life, not taking care of oneself, and then also add not having mission and purpose in life, throw those into the mix, and then this is the number one killer: resentment. Not being able to surmount resentment, a grudge, not being able to process a grudge out. See, to be able to process a grudge out or resentment or an unforgiveness, that's what it basically is, an unforgiveness. It will toxify a person's life in its entirety. In its entirety. It will touch every single relationship they have. And what I believe is one thing. It's a lack of self-reconciliation. Craziness. And it'll come off twisted in so many ways. I mean, it's just nihilistic 10x is what happens. Yeah, it's something. Forgiveness, self-reconciliation, I believe, is something that a person needs to master. Everyone. If you're a human being and you live in the flesh and you have a mind that operates on a fleshy brain, then I would say, yeah, that is the key staple to psychological, emotional integrity. Yep. Anyways, that's what I'm working on. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is because I finally did come up with a cool name. It just popped out the other day. I've been working on it, and I knew it was going to be a handbook or a couple of little handbooks because it has several components to it, and it just popped out. I was like, holy shit, it was right there in front of my face the whole damn time. But anyways, besides all that, have a good one. See you in the Funny Papers.